Very good evening to all. I'm Dr. Pankaj from JSS College of Pharmacy, UP, also convener for Scientific Committee, PharmaNEST'21, which is organized by Pharmacy Federation. So today is the last day of poster presentations. So since last 1 week, we are completed many presentations. So I welcome today's evaluators for this presentation, Dr. Siva, Dean School of Pharmacy, GH Raisoni University, Madhya Pradesh. Welcome you, sir. Dr.
Thank you, sir.
Madhav Dwivedi
Yes,
from
sir.
Gitanjali University, Udaipur. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Dr. Shankar, Professor, PhD College of Pharmacy, Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu. So we welcome you all. And let us start the session. Sweta, over to Sweta.
Okay, thank you, sir. Now I would like to invite our first poster presentation for today, PNext 438. I request the participants to kindly switch on their camera.
So can I start the presentation?
Okay, you can proceed.
Yes, please start.
You can start the presentation.
A warm good evening to the judges, organizing committee, and to the budding pharmacists. Myself, Navanita from JSS College of Pharmacy, UT, and my title of work is Amelioration of Lactose Intolerance by Chamomile Petal Infusion. Now we move upon to the introduction. According to the non-codified medicine, an infusion made from the dried petals of chamomile, which is known as Matricaria chamomilla, and with hot water is used for indigestion problems that happen due to lactose intolerance. The main objective of the present study was to investigate whether the chamomile petal infusion for its lactose reducing capacity in milk. We move on to the materials and methods. The chamomile flowers were collected from the local fields of Ooty and authenticated with the help of a botanist. Then, an infusion of chamomile was made by mixing with milk and used for the analysis. The percentage of lactose in milk before and after the addition of chamomile infusion was determined by Benedict's method. Before determination, a protein-free milk solution was prepared by removing casein by acetic acid precipitation method, and now the milk solution was transferred to a burette. Then 5 ml of quantitative Benedict's reagent was taken in an Erlenmeyer flask and added a trace amount of sodium carbonate. So the solution was heated until the sodium carbonate dissolved completely. When the solution was started to boil, the filtrate in the burette was added dropwise. The titration was continued until the white precipitation occurred. Then the volume of the filtrate used from the burette of the titration was noted down. So the percentage of lactose present in the milk was calculated. The same procedure was followed for the determination of lactose in milk after mixing it with 1%, 2%, and 3% of chamomile infusion to the milk separately. So, the results and discussion, what we found that the lactose content was reduced in the milk added with chamomile petal infusion. The lactose content was found to be 4.46% gram in cow's milk alone before treatment. And with 1 gram of chamomile in milk, it was found to be 2.68% gram. And with 2 grams of chamomile, it was found to be 2.39% gram in milk. And with 3 grams of chamomile, it was found to be 1.21% gram in milk. So it can be suggested that people who have indigestion problems can take a hot infusion of chamomile. So the polyphenols and the high content of the calcium in chamomile may be responsible for the determined activity. Now we move upon to the conclusion. So, in our observation, chamomile in milk reduces the lactose content to a considerable extent, thereby indicating that a hot infusion of chamomile can be used for managing various gastrointestinal disorders that happens due to the lactose intolerance. This study concludes that the chamomile petal infusion involves an amelioration of various problems associated with lactose intolerance if an optimization study is carried out. Further, a study is in progress to determine whether chamomile reduces the major symptoms of lactose intolerance like bloating and diarrhea. So here are the images you can see, this is the pure chamomile flower and which is dried chamomile flower, and this is third one is the isolated casein before the treatment, and this is the casein free milk solution, and down the last image is milk plus the chamomile. So thank you one and all for the patient listening.
Thank you. Now I request all the evaluators to please come up with the questions.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
What is this petal? Is it in our what you say? In our literature, it is there.
Yes, sir. Actually, according to the traditional medicine, they are using, sir, chamomile for lactose intolerance. For small babies, they are using. Then, apart from that, according to the literature survey, the other variety of in chamomile, the other variety is used, sir. Literature survey is there. So, we used matricaria chamomile variety. Whether it is showing the activity or not, we checked, sir.
So, is it present in your in south of India, or it is present all over India? Or?
No, sir. Basically, this plant not belongs to India, sir. But now it's grown, sir. But its origin is not from India, sir.
Okay. So, what are the active constituents which are neutralizing the lactose?
Sir, mainly this lactose intolerance is due to the absence of lactase enzyme in the body. This plant, why we selected is it consists of polyphenols, sir, and calcium in it. Generally, lactose intolerance also leads to deficiency of calcium in the body, sir. So this plant generally it contains more amount of calcium and polyphenols like apigenin, quercetin in it, sir. And the more antioxidants is there, sir. And according to the US, and they are using chamomile tea consumption, sir, because the tea consists of caffeine, whereas this chamomile tea doesn't consist of caffeine, sir. So this can be used, sir.
If you see that drumstick, it also contains many amount of antioxidants as well as calcium.
Yes, sir.
So, have you tried that?
No, sir.
Was it a part of literature survey?
So you're asking the reference, sir? You want to mention it?
Drumstick.
No, sir, drumstick we didn't search, sir. Just from the traditional survey, we found that this plant is showing this activity from the non-codified, like traditional practitioners. So we just tried, sir. This is a preliminary study. Whether it is showing the activity or not, we just tried, sir. Since it is showing, it is reducing the amount of inhibition. So further study is in progress, sir. We may optimize the study for the further research, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Shankar sir, you would?
Yeah. Just a minute. My question is, you want to remove the casein and for management of intolerance, you are telling this, what is that, chamomile and infusion should be used, am I right?
Yes, sir.
So that is to overcome the lactose tolerance. Just like when you're adding this chamomile, and it has some active constituents. It is removing the what is that casein. So if we are just without casein, if we cannot give any milk is not available without casein.
Sir, it is available, sir, but according that everyone will not take like casein free. It's not economically. It's not possible, sir.
Okay.
Everyone.
Okay. So you want to. So how much will be the charge? For example, approximately, if you are using this chamomile oil for removing the casein per 100 ml of milk.
You're asking how much it costs, sir?
Yeah, because you're telling for the cost feasibility, you have done this. What is that study? Am I right? Because all cannot afford casein-free milk. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, the chamomile, it's totally one packet is 5 rupees like that only, sir.
Okay. Okay. So 100 ml. Tell me approximately the cost so that your work will have some. What is that? Why you are focused this work like that?
Okay, sir. You're asking how much 100 ml will cost
Yeah,
totally?
100 ml. If you want to market, this is the cost, and this will be your cost because that is the basic. Because already casein-free milks are available in the market, my knowledge, to overcome the lactose intolerance for the children.
Yes, sir. But to milk, we are adding just the chamomile infusion only now, sir. So it will be shackets like tea shackets that we are making. It will be like 4 rupees, 5 rupees, like if it's marketed.
Okay. And the casein you have to separate it out. Am I right? The casein you have to separate it out. Am I right?
It's not necessary, sir. But the thing is, whether it's showing activity or not, but for that only we have separated, sir.
Okay.
But for normal milk also we can take, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Okay. Could you explain how you correlate this your chamomile clinically to reduce to solve the problem of gastric and all things like bloating? What is the how clinically this help in reducing the bloating and acidity?
So generally bloating occurs because the lactase enzyme is less in amount. So that normally, sir, lactose intolerance is what is? It is a decrease in production of lactase enzyme, which metabolizes the lactose present in the milk. So if there's the inability to digest lactose, which is a sugar, that is a disaccharide, which consists of glucose and galactose, where the lactase is mainly is the enzyme used to convert into glucose and galactose separately so that it absorbs by the body, sir. So if that enzyme is not present in sufficient quantity, it leads to the accumulation of hydrogen gas and CO2 and methane in the GIT, sir, which causes the symptoms of more gas and bloating. So this study is a preliminary study, sir. Generally, so when we are taking, it is reducing the inhibition properties also. So further, if optimization studies are carried out, maybe, sir, it will be useful for diarrhea and gas bloating. We have to study, sir. That study is in progress, but this preliminary study is showing some positive effect towards this activity, sir.
Okay, you mean to say that if you treat this treat with milk, you will supplement the calcium and reduce the gastritis both. This will be the benefit of your future planning
Yes,
from your study.
yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.